Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, ho ho ho! Welcome to Wanda's Workbasket. I am so glad that you are here on this Christmas morning. This is going to be such a special time together. I'm so glad you're here. Hey, join me in chat. I will be hanging around the chat room for you. Thank you for being part of the round robins, the Christmas premieres. I am so thankful and delighted that I've been asked to participate this year. I think it is such a neat event, and of course, if you don't catch us live, you can always catch us on the replays. I want to show you what I'm going to be working on today. At the same time, I'm going to be telling you all about my Christmas traditions and fun stuff. Showing you all kinds of fun stuff. Okay, I'm going to be working on the Peanuts Carolers Diamond Art Kit. This is a new light pad that I was just given. The video for that will be linked in the description box, as well as other information about Wanda's Workbasket is all there. I do have an Etsy shop, so that's there too, for diamond painting and other crafty things like cross stitch and all kinds of fun things. Speaking of my Etsy shop, I have cover minders on there that have wax in them, and I have these two left on my Etsy shop, my two snowflakes. So if you are interested in those, they have wax in them, and I'm going to be using those on my kit today. This is Peanuts Carolers, and I'm going to be doing a lot of multi-placing in here. So I'm going to use a larger multi-placer. I also use a wax pen that I put a squishy on, just a wax pen. I use these for all ABs and specials. Okay, in this kit there is 3 different fairy dust diamonds, so I'm going to be using those. Here's a quick tip. When you use a multi-placer often enough, they get these little ridges and ripples on them. I just take a little emery board and file it down a little bit, and then you get more use out of it. I take the old wax out of it, take an emery board to it, and then dig it in some extra wax. I am using a Firefly tray. I love these because of the high sides. There's a little room there for an extra 1 or 2. There is a funnel, and there's a little gate on the side that you just pull it open and close it very, very easily. It's called Firefly. Am I showing it to you correctly? I do use the tweezers at times, and to keep the tweezers partially open, I don't use it fully open. I put a squishy on the handle of my tweezers too, and you can slide it up and down to see how much grip you actually want to use. So that's what I'm using today. And just your average pink wax is all I am using in my multi-placers. And I'm going to put the big multi-placer in because we are going to have lots of multi-placing on this today. So I want to talk to you about like the stuff that I love over Christmas, and since this is a holiday premiere, peel this back, and I'm actually going to cut it in half. Do half at a time. I got this nifty scissors at Craftibly.com. Neat gold scissors. Love it. Of course, I also have my favorite beverage, a hot cup of tea, with me. Another quick tip for you. I'm using the little 28 containers. Another quick tip is I'm using Christmas washi tape that I purchased. It was in an advent calendar, so I usually put that down on them first, and then put the little, I make sure they're all going the right way, opening the right way, because that has tripped me up before. I put this down first, then I put the little stickers on top of them to identify, because then it's super easy to get the stickers off the top of these little containers. Because then all you have to do is peel off the washi tape. And that was in the Diamond Painting Deutschland Advent Calendar. I do have a playlist of all the Advent calendars that I opened this year, and there's some from 2022, the different ones that I opened from 2022, if you're interested in diamond painting Advent calendars and other crafty goodies. While I'm getting this up, I want to tell you, Peanuts have been my favorite, my absolute favorite cartoon since childhood, really, really young childhood, and the Christmas classic has been my absolute favorite throughout my lifetime. And yeah, they've been changing it a little bit, and they've been adding the other Snoopy ones. With Snoopy as Santa Claus rather than less Christian related. But I don't know, sometimes I think we all have a bit of the Peanuts characters in us. I felt like Charlie Brown my entire life, you know, always getting picked on or last picked or whatever. I really felt that my true character was Charlie Brown, and I sympathized with him throughout everything. So in a way, he was my hero. Also, I loved Linus, how he talked about the holidays and everything. And I don't know, I ended up being a pastor, so I guess I can talk about the holidays just like Linus too. But also, we're all a bit of a pig pen, to be honest, aren't we? We can all be a bit of a pig pen. But who I really wanted to be was Snoopy. Oh, we can all be Lucy too. We have our angry moments. Our moments that we just want to keep pulling that football out from underneath the people that annoy us the most, and sit there and be armchair psychologists, right? We all were lemonade stand psychologists, actually. So we all can be that way, but also I wanted to be Snoopy. I wanted to be the writer, the dark and stormy. I had the imagination of Snoopy, and I was always in Scouts, so, you know, Scouting is big for me, and he always had the Woodstock Scouts, right? So, watching cartoons was a holiday classic for me. We like to talk about nostalgic things on our channel too, so on our chat nights, on our live chat nights. So the other ones I love are The Grinch Stole Christmas, of course, and Cindy Lou Who was my favorite personality in that. And let me see, oh, that's the old cartoon with Boris Karloff. Hey, I grew up in the 60s, all right? 60s and 70s. So, you know, if you're like me, 60s and 70s nostalgia just brings back all kinds of fun, wonderful memories. My kids were raised in the 80s, so I have some knowledge of 80s nostalgia as well at college. So music, the beginning of the 80s was important. We used to have this 8-track tape. My dad used to have all these Christmas classics. It was so well used. I could tell you exactly when it was going to click over in the middle of a song. You go click, click. You know how at 8-track, maybe you don't know, but 8-track tapes always, it didn't matter where it was, if it was in the middle of the song or whatever, if it needed to click, it clicked to the next track. So that's that. But I would love to come home and help decorate and smell cookies baking and that kind of thing. Cookies is another one of our traditions. And one of our traditions I already talked about was Advent calendars. In the beginning, when we were little, the Advent calendars were mostly religious, and they were paper, and they had little doors on them for every day of the month of December. So it would help you wait around until the actual holiday. It was so exciting. And you know how long days are when you're kids? It takes forever to get from December 1st to December 24th. I think the older you get, the faster time seems to fly. Advent calendars helped us bide our time. And we get chocolate ones too. my grandparents would always get us one, and they have little bits of chocolate in each one. I hear in the UK, chocolate advent calendars are still the rage over there. Then we started getting secular advent calendars after a while. When my kids were little, I had one from Avon, if you remember Avon company, and this was a mouse. This was like a fabric one that you moved the mouse from pocket to pocket as the days went on. And that was kind of fun, but we'd always have the paper ones with the doors that either had, when you opened the door, it was either a picture of a religious, the picture on the cover would be like of a manger scene or something like that, or the wise men, or some kind of Christmas artwork. And then in the doors would be a Bible verse that you would read that would be related to getting prepared for the holiday. And then we would start having the fun ones, which would be the toy ones. Now my kids didn't have that many toy ones. They were not that readily available, but lots of different candy ones were available at that time in the 80s that I remember. Late 80s, early 90s. But there were lots of other ways, and I'm going to tell you the other ways that we would keep it Christmas fun for our teenagers who no longer decided to believe in Santa Claus. Even when the kids were little and they did believe in Santa Claus, we had some tricks and games that we would play every holiday that they just adored, and I'll tell you about those too. Okay, so, and then now I get my grandkids, we make our grandkids advent calendars half the time, and my grandkids are now in junior high. They're both in middle school, junior high, 6th and 8th grades. So they're beyond the little paper ones. They're beyond the sometimes the candy ones. Although I got them chocolate candy ones this Christmas as well. Ooh, now we're ready to start. Some of the advent calendars we've made for my grandkids in the years past is I made a charm bracelet one. I just went on, it was AliExpress and Amazon, and now it's Temu too. But you can get different charms for the holidays. We've got a simple bracelet that we gave her the first day with one charm, and then every day after that she got a new charm that she added to the bracelet, and oh my gosh, she had a full bracelet by the end of the year. Other ones we've made, my grandson a Matchbox car one. This year I made one for my granddaughter from unicorns that I got on those cheap sites, and different little unicorn related goodies. So that's the advent calendars. That's one tradition. Another one is cookies, and I'm going to show you, interspersed in with here, I'm going to show you little plates of our cookies that we've made this year. So every year from October to December, every Tuesday, look at the straight rows on that. Isn't that such, oh, it's awesome. Once a week, my mom and her girlfriends got together since the 60s, okay? I'm 60, well, by the time you see this, I'll be 62. It's my birthday's in December, and I love December. For 62 years, my mom and her girlfriends, three of her girlfriends, have gotten together and made cookies. They would make 2 or 3 different kinds of cookies and divide them in 4, 5, 6 ways, however many bakers there were that year, and share them equally. And then by the end of the year, we'd take Thanksgiving week off, and we'd knock off like a week or 2 before Christmas. We'd have up to 30 different kinds of cookies, because we'd also make 1 or 2 of our own in between. We'd make our own chocolate chips. We'd make our own, specialty cookies that the other ones don't make. 2 we gave out to teachers and the mail person and friends and family that we didn't give big full gifts to. They don't often exchange presents. If we go to a party, we would bring it as long as a hostess gift, a plate of cookies. We'd have some that are mice. we'd have all different kinds of cookies. And on Wanda's Workbasket Facebook group, I've invited everyone to share their special holiday recipes, and especially cookie recipes, and any pictures you might want to share of doing that. And after January, I'll put them all together with my own. We will share an e-booklet, a free e-booklet together of all our different holiday recipes. So if you haven't joined the Facebook group yet, feel free to do so. And people every year can't wait to get the batch of cookies. We've been asked to make them, like to sell, but that would take a lot of the fun out of it, I think. And now I'm part of the group. When I was little, of course, the decorating day would be a day that us kids would be able to help in too, and we'd have like a card table full of decorations that we'd paint and decorate some of the cookies. And when I was little, I was always short, okay? I'm a short person, 5'1", and when I was little, I used to be able to walk under tables without, and stand up without any problem at all. Well, this one year I didn't know I was too tall to do that anymore. I went under the table like always, and I stood up, and crack! I knocked the table with all the decorations over. Oh my gosh, what a mess! I am 61 and I have not lived that down yet. They remind me of that every single year when we get all the decorations out, which is kind of funny. There's holiday traditions that you talk about and laugh about. It's kind of funny. We have, on our decorating day, we also have an ugly cookie contest. Who really decorated the ugliest cookie that year? It's kind of hilarious. So that... And now my cousin, well, we call them cousins. They're not blood cousins, but they are cousins in our eyes because I grew up with them. So myself and one of my mom's girlfriend's daughters, my cousin, and my daughter occasionally helps us make the cookies. And she's a fantastic decorator too. So one of us will, like if it's rolled, a couple of us will prepare the dough ahead of time. We'll have lunch together, so we'll make part of the lunch, and somebody will make some of the dough, another person will make some of the other dough, and a couple of us, when we get there, will either roll or slice or whatever we have to do to prepare the cookies. Another one will run the ovens and cool them off, and another, somebody else will pack, in our separate containers for everybody. So it's a whole, production line every year. Okay, so another tradition, some of my best traditions are of church on Christmas Eve, during the holidays and everything. And I love going to service on Christmas Eve. And I loved singing in the cantatas, the choir. We would do special choir presentations and sing the Hallelujah chorus at the end. I just absolutely loved it when everybody stood up and sang with us. And there's nothing, it's, okay to hear all the classics and stuff on the Muzak as you walk through Walmart or the mall or wherever you used to walk through if you don't shop online now. It's okay, but singing them and practicing them from October on, and then till the point where you're so familiar with the music that you're really singing the words from your spirit, rather than just the words as they're written. And there's some tricky parts you always have to pay attention to, but it's always, when it's from the soul, it means so much. It just brightens the holiday. That's what puts the meaning into my holiday, is church. I don't know how many of you go to church. All the holidays, church was wound up in our celebrations. We just could never go to, our holidays never started until after we got back from church. That's just the way it was. So not on Christmas Day, perhaps, but Christmas Eve. And then we go to relatives' houses on Christmas Eve, and it changed houses over the years as to who was hosting it. But so anyway, what I love about at church at Christmas is we'd have in the aisles, we'd have these candlelight posts, and the candlelighters would come in before service and start lighting them up before everybody would come in. Sanctuary was full of candles. And then at one point, they would turn off all the lights at the end, and we'd sing Silent Night by candlelight. And when I first got to be in the pulpit, my first Christmas Eve as a pastor, seeing all the candles from the chancel area and seeing people pass them, the light from person to person, helping to light each other's candles, my heart was so moved. It was so beautiful. That is, to me, that is Christmas. I'm not pastoring a church at the moment, but that is still my favorite time of the year. Another tradition, if you are lonely or you've had, like you're grieving the loss of some loved ones or something during the holiday time, you might want to check out, next year, you might want to check out what they call a blue Christmas service. And that's for those who are blue over the holidays. That is for those who, for some reason, can't get to the Christmas Eve service. And it's there to be comforting. It's not the classic, boy aren't we holly jolly, boy aren't we happy jolly type thing. It is, let's be together, and we know the holidays are not always easy for everyone. So let's be together and witness some hope coming back and light coming back into our dark moments. That's what Longest Night, or Blue Christmas, they call it, the Longest Night or Blue Christmas. So that's if you're interested in those type of services for next year. Let's see, another tradition. Okay, I promised you. Not every Christmas, but some Christmases my mom will decide to put up her dollhouse, and she's got her dollhouse up this year. I'm going to show you pictures right now of her dollhouse. I made her a advent calendar of dollhouse goodies this year. That's just fun, and she's giving it to my granddaughter, my daughter and my granddaughter, and my daughter helped her electrify things. She helped her put floors and the roof and stuff on. It needed some repairs this year, so my daughter helped her with some of the repairs. So some years she gets that out. Just reminds you of, childhood of old and the toys from that were available when my mom and my grandparents were little. All right, so now I promised you some fun and games. When my brother and I got to, we weren't into Santa Claus anymore, or Sinterklaas, or Belshle if you're Pennsylvania Dutch, we had some fun and games that we used to do. One year we woke up, there weren't any presents under the tree, but our stocking was so full of little notes. And these little notes would give us hints as to where we would find our presents around the house. So we had to translate these little rhymes into hiding places for our gifts. Like in the stove, or next to the fireplace, or in our parents' bathroom in the closet, something like that. Just silly places. We would have to run around and find them. That was fun. Another year, we woke up, and this was the craziest of all. We woke up and there was red and green and another color, I think it was gold, string, like a web all over the room. We each were given a color. We were each given a color yarn, and we had to follow the yarn from present to present. They were strung like a web all across the house. And we'd have to go under and over and around and through and try not to knot the stuff up as we were looking for hours, and we had to open them one at a time. So we had to wait until one person found, we all had to find the first gift, then we could open it. And we all had to go find the second gift at the same time and had to open them all together. in the room together. So my parents could see us opening the gifts. We weren't just like, my parents wanted to see our reaction to each of the gifts. And it may have only been like 4 or 5 gifts, and there may be only like small gifts at that. They don't have to be, they weren't really expensive things. We weren't a rich family, so they weren't a lot of expensive things, but they were fun things. So I tried to do the same type of weird things to my kids when they got older. So a couple of things that we did is by that time we had mini tape recorders, okay, like the kinds that you see at interviews that are really small. It's before the kids could read. We would record our voices on super slow speed. So when we played our voices back reading, you know, like telling them where the gifts were, it would sound really, really slow like that. But then on Christmas Day, we told the kids, hey, Santa's elves left us a tape. We couldn't find your gifts, but the elves left us a tape. I wonder what's on it. So when the kids gathered around, we'd play it on fast speed. It would sound like this. Otherwise it would sound like really fast and furious with little elf voices. And we would tell them where to find their gifts around the house. So that was one year. As they got older and they could start reading, we did the whole, you know, stocking full of clues. And then we would do other things, like we'd get those blank puzzles and we would put the main prize, the main clue, like the one year it was bicycles in the basement. We would put the main clue on the full side of the puzzle. But on the other side, we would turn the puzzle over and they would only get one puzzle piece at a time. And each puzzle piece had a clue on the opposite side for a smaller gift, you know, that they'd have to go find. So they go find them, and then at the end, they had to put the puzzle together to find the last clue to their big gift. And that year was bicycles in the basement. Then another year, we had them do math problems to find out the clue, like how many paces, that kind of thing, to the next clue, that kind of thing. And on the package, you'd get the clue to the next one. Like this many paces north, south, east, or west, and they'd have to figure out the math problem to find out how many. And if they were wrong, they had to like do the problem over and go back and try to find it again. That was hilarious. To extend the season just a little bit more, December 6th is St. Nick Day. And we always tried to tell them about the original Santa Claus, the St. Nicholas, and the legend, and do legends from different cultures around the world. And we were Pennsylvania Dutch and German, so we would often do those. But sometimes we would do other traditions from around the world. And one year we did Holland and Scandinavian countries. And on St. Nicholas Day, on the 6th, they put out little wooden shoes. And they would get like oranges and nuts and stuff in them from St. Nicholas. So once we started that, the kids loved that. I had a pair of wooden shoes, I forget where. I think a relative had brought them back from a trip or something like that. And I found them in amongst the stuff in the attic, and I thought, this is perfect. So I guess you can get, I don't know where you can get a pair of wooden shoes, but if you look for them during the year, I'm sure you can find a pair of, you know, touristy type wooden shoes. So that's fun. So yeah, that was another thing we would do. We'd try to maybe have a holiday dish from that country that year. They'd have to help research the country and the Christmas traditions, and then pick out the ones that they wanted to do from that country. So that's some of our holiday traditions from year to year. I love Christmas. I love Christmas. Have you heard about Belshle? Just for the fun of it, I'll share a little bit about Belshle with you, and I will put a little picture up. Belshle would visit the kids before Christmas Day. It's Pennsylvania Dutch, which is part German. It's not Dutch, it's Deutsch, so it's part German, and it's its own dialect here in Pennsylvania and Ohio. And it's not just the Amish. The Pennsylvania Dutch I'm talking about were the German Reformed, German Lutheran combined that came over in this area and usually shared a church because of their shared common language, their German language. Belshle would carry a switch and like a sleigh bag, a bag of goodies. And depending on whether you were naughty or nice that year, you got either a switch or a treat, a present, which was mostly just fruit and little candy canes and that kind of thing. But we really never got the switch. It was just a tease. I don't remember ever gotten a switch. We always got teased with coal in our stocking too, but never really got it. Except if it was coal bubblegum. I got coal bubblegum one year. Yep, that was funny. The only thing in our stocking was coal bubblegum. And since we live near the coal mines in the northern part of Pennsylvania, that wasn't too hard to find. We'd always have some in the gift shop of one of the local coal mines. The Henry Clay Loki up in Ashland is the one I'm thinking of right now. And sometimes my grandparents would take us to like Santa's Village in either New York or Pennsylvania. There was always a Santa's Village that was open, and we'd go there like sometime right after Thanksgiving, and we would get stuff like that there. Another thing what we would do is go see lights, the Christmas lights. We'd drive around and see everybody's Christmas light displays and rate them, and our own little family rating system. Let's see, what else would we do? Oh, one of my favorite traditions that I started with my kids is at this time we would go shopping at the malls or whatever, and there'd be lots of running around to do. If you wanted to get a specialty gift, you'd have to go to a specialty store and that kind of thing, because I didn't always like to get the junk that everybody else was getting everybody. So anyway, we'd go to I went to a when my cousin was into making his own beer, I'd go to the beer bottler store and you know, that kind of thing. So anyway, when you drive around on the weekends, especially from Thanksgiving to Christmas, you see people with Christmas trees on top of their cars. So I started counting them. Whenever I'd see one, especially when the kids were in the car, I'd go 1, 2, you know, and I'd pretend to lose count sometimes. One time we got up to 20 some trees on one day, and they were mostly the weekend before Christmas. If you're out on the roads, the weekend before Christmas. That's the biggest holiday Christmas road show, so to speak. One year it was so hilarious. I could not stop laughing. We saw a compact car, like a little Hyundai or Fiat or something like that, a 4-door. It had a huge Christmas tree, not on the top of the car, but sticking out each of the back windows. They stuck it in the back seat, and part of the tree was sticking out each side of the car. It was hilarious. I don't know if they got pulled over to get a ticket or whatever for, you know, causing a traffic hazard, but it was hilarious. It was like the funniest thing I'd ever seen. Of course, the Nutcracker is always a big one. When I was dancing, when my Girl Scouts were in dance class, or my kids, you know, I'd take them to go see the Nutcracker, the ballet, or I'd go see my kids in it, and there'd be Christmas concerts and all that stuff that the kids were in, whether they were singing or whether they were using an instrument. I would always go to see them. There was always the play, the kids' Christmas play at church. There was a live nativity we'd sometimes go see. We would take food and gifts to neighbors, usually our cookies, who, you know, were lonely or not feeling well during the holiday. As kids, we didn't always enjoy this tradition to go with Mom to visit, but I'm glad we did. I had to do a lot of visits as a pastor, so I had gotten used to that early. We were never afraid of going into nursing homes or hospitals because we had done it. We had done it often already. If you wanted to bring back some of the magic and fun of the season, the wonder of the original season, of what like the Christian holiday is all about, I have another YouTube channel, and it's called Drawing Nearer. I'll put the link at the bottom. And my friend and I have a spirituality channel, and it's creativity and spirituality mixed up together. It's about experiencing God with you, not just talking about God. It's actually experiencing God's presence, and ways that you can do that, and ways that you can avail yourself of God's presence. Because we both believe that God is always available, always near, always wanting to be in intimate contact with you, always waiting for you to be present with Spirit. And these are the ways that we feel are open to us to open ourselves to Spirit. So if you're interested in more about the spirit of not just the holidays, but keeping God's Spirit, keeping close to God's Spirit, you're welcome to find me there. It's a growing channel. There's lots and lots and lots more to come on that channel. Workshops and courses and lots more videos to come. Let's see. And you do not have to be a Christian to participate in that. Oh, another German tradition we keep that my daughter has kept for her kids is the pickle. The Christmas pickle. Have you ever heard of that? Alright, the Christmas tree, you know, the lights and all that stuff. You know, the lights in the tree were started in Germany. They actually would put candles on a tree. I do not recommend lit candles, however, there are plenty of lights that we always put on there. But this is different. This is the pickle, the holiday pickle. There was a time in Victorian times when they had glass ornaments, and they would be blown glass, and one of them is in the shape of a pickle. Maybe in your shopping you have seen a Christmas pickle. You hide it in the tree sometime Christmas Eve, and the first one who finds it on Christmas morning gets an extra gift. Usually a food gift of some kind. Not a pickle. An extra slice of pie or, you know, something. They'd get a food gift that day. So that's kind of fun. My daughter has taken that up with her family traditions. So she absolutely loves sharing the traditions with her kids. And another one that we love is we have this candle. It's like a carousel, and the candles make the carousel figures turn around in the circle. You light the candles. I have one that is like the wise men spinning around that try to reach the manger in the center. And there's one that's angels. So she likes to put that up every year too. She loves that. I don't have room in my apartment to put anything like that up, so I love, you know, going down and seeing her put those things up in my old house. Let's see. What else? I would love to, while we're chatting, I would love to know some of your favorite traditions. What did you do as a child that you wish you still did as an adult? What do you do now? Anything fun you did with your kids? Did you go to Christmas craft shows? When do you put your tree up? Do you make cookies? When do you take your tree down? Do you celebrate Epiphany? The coming of the wise guys. We always are fun and call it the wise guys. It's kind of a little irreverent, but it's kind of fun. Let's see, what else? What are your traditions? Do you have traditions in your country that are different from ours? here in the east coast of Pennsylvania? Is it a favorite recipe? Do you have like the 4 fishes or something like that? Do you have pizza? Do you go out to Denny's? Or IHOP or something like that instead? Now that we have blended families, how has it been blending traditions from one family and another together? I'm curious. I love traditions. I love holidays and traditions, and I'm always curious about yours. Also, join us on Tuesday nights as we continue to talk nostalgia and traditions and all that kind of fun stuff, and get to know each other better as diamond painters and crafters, and just as friends and people. There is no negativity. Hopefully no negativity allowed. These, by the way, are diamond dust drills, and they're not staying on here real well. No. These are diamond dust drills. I've used all the ones I took out of the packet, so let me get some more. Let me get a lot more. Let's see, what else? Anything else? My husband is now one of Santa's helpers. For years he's grown his beard out. He's one of the real beard Santas. He doesn't do it in the mall or anything. For a while he did it at Walmart or wherever needed. He would, if they had, Santas at different churches or whatever, he'd be that. He'd do some people's family Christmas parties. He was in demand. We would also go to the nursing homes when they needed one and hand out presents to the nursing home guests from Santa. So we would do that, and one year we were in this diner, and he was dressed as Santa because you have the outfit on. We were going as just around doing our thing, and we went to a diner for lunch, and he was in normal dress. He just had his Santa beard. I forget whether he had his Santa outfit on or not. I don't think he had the whole thing on because we were in public. So anyway, there was this little girl at another table who would just be looking over at us all the time and whispering and whispering and whispering to her parents. And before they left, the couple came up with their daughter and handed Mark a colored paper. And they said, "Oh, I hope you don't mind." And they addressed him as Santa. They said the little girl's name. "Made you this picture. She was just so happy to see you here in the restaurant with her, and she made you this picture. Would you mind if she told you what she wanted for Christmas?" And it brought tears to my husband's eyes. He was so happy and so overjoyed that, he was absolutely over the moon to be thought as a real Santa. And that's a real blessing from a child. It just is, it's a spontaneous outpouring of love, and it's just, that's what Christmas is about, people. Sharing love. Sharing the good times, sharing, together. Yeah, there are some holidays that are difficult. I've lost 8 loved ones in the past 2 years that were close to my family. And it's hard. It's hard, the first holidays, the first couple holidays without your loved ones. So I'm saying right now, this year, vow to spend time with the people you love. Relatives, not relatives, whatever. People that you love. Vow to spend time with them. I don't care if you're sitting around watching YouTubes or playing video games together. It doesn't matter. Just spend time together. Time is our most valuable possession, our most valuable commodity. You know, we can spend money and the money eventually will be back. Eventually. We can spend our other resources, our energy, and we get our energy back. We spend our health, and Lord willing, we get our health back after we're sick or we're injured in some way. But time is a commodity we never get back. The hour that you've been with me, that we've been together here, I thank you for choosing to spend this time with me, whether it's Christmas morning when this airs first time, or whether this is somewhere down the line when you're watching the replays. Anytime you're on the YouTube channel with me, one of them, I thank you for spending your precious time, for choosing to spend your precious time with me. I do not take that for granted. You could have been doing a million other things, but you chose to be here with me, with us, and I thank you for that. I hope that I've made this hour worthwhile for you, that we have connected in chat or connect in some way in another aspect. You can always email me at wanda'sworkbasket@gmail.com. If you have any questions or comments, please like and subscribe. That is the biggest way to help my channel out. The biggest free way to help my channel out. I do have buy me a cup of tea and all that kind of good stuff linked below if you so choose, but for the most part, just like and subscribe. That's the best way to do it. One last thing before you go. In January, WANDA'S WORKBASKET is holding a challenge called New Beginnings. And it's one of the simplest challenges on the internet for diamond painting and crafting. It doesn't have to be diamond painting, but it can be, because a lot of us are. Any kind of crafting, any kind of project that you are starting new. It could be a new job if you wanted it to count for that, but there has to be a way to take a picture of where you're at now and any progress during the month. You can, you need to be a member of our YouTube channels. It's myself, WANDA'S WORKBASKET. It's Zara from Australia, and Gemma from the UK. So it's an around the world challenge. And on my Facebook group or via email, show us a beginning picture, and somewhere down the line during the month, show us a progress picture on the same thing. Explain a little bit about what your new beginning is, and share it with the group. Once a week, we will, on my Tuesday night lives, we will pick out oh wait, before that, you need to have your subscriber form in. So you'd have to email me at wanda'sworkbasket@gmail.com and ask for the form. And basically it just asks for your address. I don't do anything with it, just your preferences and your address, so that if you win something, I can automatically send you the prize. You don't have to be in chat at that time to win the prize. But there'll be a weekly prize if it's from the United States. If you are from the United States, I will mail it out. If it's from the UK, Gemma will mail it out. If you are in Australia and you are a winner, Zara will mail it to you. So you can be from anywhere and win one of the prizes. There is a grand prize, and it will be $60 to Amazon.com, so you can purchase whatever you want from anywhere in the world through Amazon.com. And you can join us for our lives on the first and last Saturdays of the month, and every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is my normal time online every Tuesday night. There will be a weekly giveaway at those times. Okay, so if you're interested in new beginnings, join us for new beginnings, starting in January at Wanda's Workbasket and Gemma's Diamond Painting with Gemma and Aussie Diamond Paints and Reads. We'd be glad to have you. So come have fun with us. Okay? Alright, divas. And I use divas because I don't like to be called a guy. Like, hello guys. So I like divas, divinely inspired, vivacious artists. I will see you again on Wanda's Workbasket. Am I putting them in the wrong place? I am. I am putting some of these in the wrong place. They have dots here. Oh, the little baby dots are a different kind of one. Which ones were they? No, they are regular. Those were dots there. I don't know why they're dots instead, but part of the shoe? I don't know. We shall see. Anyway. Okay. Alright, divas. I will see you again. Happy holidays. Bye now.
This is Wanda, so you can see my face a little bit. I just wanted to say thank you for spending your precious hour with me. I really relish the hour that we spent together, and I know that time is the only commodity that we can't get back, that we don't have a renewable resource for, and it's precious, and you are precious to me, and I thank you for spending this hour with me. I look forward to spending more hours with you in the days to come. I wanted to let you know that we do have a January challenge coming up called New Beginnings that you can find out about on my Wanda's Workbasket Facebook group if you're so inclined. I want you to enjoy today, Christmas Day, and enjoy tomorrow, Boxing Day, and the whole week. I hope you have some vacation time to enjoy. Take some time to read, to enjoy, catch up on YouTubes or TV programs that you've been waiting to catch up on, that you've been waiting to binge watch. Watch a couple of movies, have some popcorn and hot chocolate, and get out and walk in the crisp air. If you're in Australia, go walk on the beach in the warmth of the sunshine. And I thank you for being with me today. And I just want you to have a blessed, happy holiday. Take some time for the peace of the season. Take some time for deep breaths and breathe in and say, let me count my blessings today. It's so much better than counting what I don't have, which could be infinite, which is fine. But you know what? Our blessings are infinite as well. When we stop to concentrate on the good things in life, more good things come into our life. So even though right now may be a difficult time, you may be missing loved ones that that are no longer with you in the holidays. You may be missing the joy of your children's childhood that are now into adults with either families of their own or have moved out of your space, if they've moved out of your space. And you may just be concerned for their welfare at this point in time too. And you may be alone. You may be a widow or widower and not have anyone to spend the holidays with. If that's the case, and you're really feeling alone, go and take some candy canes or something and go into a retirement community and just say, who are the people that aren't getting any visitors right now? I don't care how shy you are, just go in and share a candy cane with them or something like that. Share a pack of Christmas tissues or a little pad and paper, something. Take something little with you. Take a flower with you. Anything. Or just take yourself and a book and sit down and read to them. Read them How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Read them The Night Before Christmas. Just go in and say, what can I do? How can I visit those who don't have anybody with them? Call your local church or synagogue and say, is there anybody that needs a visit, that I just want to be with someone today? There will be someone around to answer your call, and we'll answer. We'll call you back. Call the hospital wards and see if you can just take something. Do you play guitar? Do you play video games? See if there's any kids in the pediatric ward of the hospitals and say, can I just give them an hour of my time? Can I just play with them an hour? Can I just read them a story? Can I just bring a coloring book and crayons and color with them? Older people like to color too. They love to color. So I'm just giving you some ideas of how to give back over the holidays. And you know what? When we give of ourselves to someone, we get so much in return. Give more of your precious time to someone who needs you. There are plenty of people out there that are less well off. Take some blankets or some cups of hot chocolate to the homeless in the neighborhood. Something like that. Anything like that. And don't forget to put in the comments section, report back sometime how it made you feel to be able to do that for someone else. Go see a neighbor, the crazy cat lady up the street that doesn't get any visitors any other time of year. Report back. Put something in the comments about what you do to give back during the holidays. Let me know how you feel doing it, how it gives to you as well. Anyway, thank you. I want you to have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed holiday season. And I look forward to seeing you again in January. Bye.